Hello, Austin Chi. Thanks for calling me last week and pointing out this building that you posted on Crexy. I was looking at it a couple different ways, studying the data, and I'd like to buy that building. I'd like to make an offer. I'm submitting an offer to buy it, pay cash for this one. I'm putting proof of funds with the offer and this video. This video is to explain why I'm asking for some time in this offer to buy this, who I am, and what my plan is. So let's jump into it. My name's Luke Smith, and I make lots of videos like this. I make videos about real estate and land and trades all across the country, going back over since I think 2016. These kinds of videos, I've been posting these videos on YouTube. Got a good following there. There's comments in a lot of those videos. People have bought land from me, sold land to me, different real estate deals, goods and bads and everything else. You can go look at I'm public and out there in multiple different social media networks, right? So I love data, and real estate to me is about data, and using that data to make new real estate deals is a passion of mine. And I started a while ago buying houses and things and fixing them up and renting them out. Classic, right? But then somewhere along the way, I wanted to buy more houses and I wanted to cut out some of the middlemen people. And I was trying to figure out how to do that. And the land trading guys were doing that. And so I started studying land trade and buying land. And one of the things they were doing is they were sending out letters to buy land to people that, didn't have it on the market. And so I started trying that. I started sending out letters to people, and most everybody just yelled at me because my prices were too low. But the first guy that called me back and accepted my offer was a $500 offer on a 5 acres in 29 Palms, California. They called me back and he said, I'm not going to sell you one. You got to buy two. I want to get them off my plate. I want them gone. I want them to go away. And I don't want to have to leave them to my kids. I don't want to have to explain them or put them in the will or anything. I just want them off the books. It's like his garage sale before he checked out, right? And so I was really nervous, but I bought those two properties for $1,000. And one of those properties, the first one I sold for $4,500. I bought it for $500 and sold it for $4,500. And I was so proud of myself. I was like, holy cow, how do I do that again? And for me, that was the data. So I started searching all across the country. Where could I find places I could buy land like that I could sell like that in the shortest amount of time possible and the most volume possible? And I just dove in and I started sending more mailers, and I started buying the properties 5, 10, 20, 100 at a time, and selling them, buying them and selling them. And then, I got all those. So then it's like the $800 land and the 1,000 and then the 5,000 and then the 10,000. And then eventually I started working up to like $500,000 properties, and buying them and selling them and working on them along the way. And somewhere in there, I made a mistake. Instead of buying like where a house goes, I bought some land that was high traffic retail, something like this, right? High traffic retail. Look at this street behind us. We got 1 lane, 2 lane, and a turning lane. People like, there's so many cars. This road's built for so many cars. They got to have a turning lane. This is like my kind of street, high traffic retail, and it's just some of the qualifications of that land, and it's graded so you could put there's a McDonald's behind me here. You could put a McDonald's or this was a Long John Silver's, and then Pizza Hut next door. Lots of those kinds of properties. So I started trying to figure out who could go on my land. Who could I sell this to? What could they use it for? And I did a lot of research, and I started sending letters to people that I thought should use my land. I started calling them. I started haranguing them in one way or another. I'm like, you got to buy my land, chasing them down on social media and LinkedIn and Facebook and everywhere else. And I made a lot of mistakes, but I learned a lot too, right? And so one of the things that I learned about these kinds of properties, vacant ones, is when you reach out to the owners of others, they don't care. They don't want another one. But the people that are using them, they want another one. And so the ones that are using them like to do it. And so I started going after the ones that are using them, they're operating them, and I started getting a lot more response. And so this building, fast forward a couple more years, started doing it with buildings. And so this building really reminds me of another one I just did. Let's jump into another screen here. So I pulled this one up, and I'm going to show an example here first. There's Long John Silver's and the Pizza Hut next door. The Pizza Hut's numbers are rocking. McDonald's is doing pretty good, but Pizza Hut's rocking. I pulled up Pizza Hut, And Pizza Hut, this is, I don't know if it's too small to see, but this is a 96 percentile Pizza Hut. This Pizza Hut's doing really well. If we look at all the Pizza Huts across the country, this Pizza Hut is doing really, really, really well. And if we go and look at my old videos, there's a video in the history. If you're on YouTube and you go look at my old or my channel and go to the videos, there's one called Hillsboro and Georgetown, Ohio. It's called Little Caesars Hillsboro in Georgetown, Ohio. And that's the same building, the same Long John Silver's buildings that we're talking about. And if you go in that video, I talk about the Pizza Huts that are next door to those. And the Pizza Huts that are next door to those other buildings are really good Pizza Huts. And what happened is we got Long John Silver's, or not, those Long John Silver buildings turned into Little Caesars. There's already a Little Caesars in this town. And those Little Caesars, I'm looking for different tenants for those buildings, right? And so I just recently did a marketing blitz to go after new tenants for this kind of building next to Pizza Hut. And I went after a bunch of different tenants that go into this building, looking at statistics. And I got a bunch of replies of people that are interested and that fit there. And I learned a lot about the ones that aren't and the ones that are. And the ones that are, I can use on this building. I can use because this is a really good Pizza Hut and a Long John Silver's building. I know who likes the Long John Silver's buildings next to really good Pizza Huts. So if you're willing to sell this building to me, I'll go to those people and I will pitch this building to them. And I'll do the same data dance and do a marketing blitz on this building at the same time to go after everybody else that's more concentrated to this location than that other location I was just showing you, and tell them the same thing. I'll do the same thing, but this time it'll be much more efficient because I know who's more likely to respond and go for it than others, and do it on this building. And so that's why I like this building. That's why I like this town. Because of that Pizza Hut's next door and that style of building. So, and the price that you got on there. If that makes sense, that's a bit about who I am and why I'm asking for some time to work this one. Now, as soon as I get one of those tenants to go for this building, I'll say, great, let's close it, done. I'll go cash flow with that tenant, move them in there, finance them to, resurface this thing, make it their color, their brand that they want it to go here. I got a pretty good idea of what brand goes here that's not in this town already, that was highly responsive to the other buildings that's in the same setup for me. And maybe some of those same tenants, but I think it's going to be a lot more likely that same brand, other people that are more in this local region of that same brand. And that's who I want to do. I want to hit those people as well as others like them and offer it up to them. Offer them the financing to do it. And once they go for it, I buy it from you, close quick, move on and run. So that's what I'm asking for. Other people watching this video, if you're interested in doing more deals like this with me in the future, I put a link in the description below. I'll put the address of this one in the description below if you want to look it up and do research and compare different deals and properties and stuff over time. If you want to ask questions, you got whatever, my phone number's in there. You can call me, or contact information. The link sends you to doing deals with me. If you want to do deals with me on other properties like this out into the future, there's always more deals, right? You dive into data, you find opportunities. Thank you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. See you in the next one.